Hello, I am Programmatic. I'm going to be commentating today, and we have dahlukeh and Nexentic who are going to be racing.
Hey,
Hello,
folks.
Hello, how are you?
doing good. So, how do you both feel about this upcoming race?
It's going to be close, I hope. Yeah, like I think our PBs are pretty close and we're both coming in pretty hot, so it should be pretty nice.
Yeah, when the bracket was first set, you two were only 5 seconds apart PB wise, so it was the closest matchup of the first round. And then
Yeah, yeah.
Nexentic took the lead with what's your time?
3325.
Yeah, with a 33.25, and then just a few minutes ago, dahlukeh got a 33.12 PB.
Which is just
So they're
fantastic.
very close together once again. And
Yeah,
so I'm
so
sure this is
Yeah.
going to be a very interesting match.
yeah, and then just it'll be very close. It'll basically just be a matter of who has a good day or bad day, essentially. So I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
looking forward to it, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Also looking to have fun, hoping to do some cool skips and stuff. And otherwise, yeah, hoping for we both have great races and it's close.
All right, so we're going to start in just a moment. Make sure you set your file name, Nexentic. All right, so once Nexentic puts down the name that was assigned, we'll start the race. All right, and we're off. Both starting at about the same time. We're going to head into prologue. Nexentic seems to be doing a few more bunny hops than dahlukeh is doing, but it should only be no more than half a second of difference coming out of prologue. It's technically a very optimized chapter, but since it's so short, it doesn't mean too much in the scope of a full run. Oh, interesting. Nexentic plays a screen shake on. It's not something that you see a lot of runners do. But as if it doesn't distract them, then it's completely fine though. And Nexentic opting to go for the safe route. Ooh, and dahlukeh going for the harder reverse hyper strat, and Dine wants, even though Nexentic went for a slower strat, that is going to put dahlukeh behind by a slight amount. Nexentic getting a hyper bunny hop in the chasm. Ooh, missing the chance to make use of that crystal. Gonna have to hang on the wall to get it again. And that's going to help dahlukeh catch up a little bit. And they're basically dead even at the moment. Okay, Nexentic finishes with a 1-11, and dahlukeh right behind with a 1-14. So only a 3-second difference so far. Dahlukeh with 1 death in city. Ooh, dahlukeh doesn't quite dash to the block and dies once in the room. Dahlukeh fumbling a little bit with the movement in old sight. Oh, gets cornered. That's not, you don't see that a lot in this room, but it can be very bad no matter where it happens. Ooh, and dahlukeh managing to jump over the battalion after missing that grab. And weaving his way between those battalions. Strat can be very tight, but if you're consistent, it's not too much of a problem. And looks like dahlukeh made it through the descent a little bit faster than Nexentic did. Only about 5 seconds difference so far in this chapter. Now, the most technical part of Old Sight is Awake. This part is no obstacles, just lots of precise movement. So dahlukeh making back the time lost in city by getting about 4 seconds faster time. He's now ahead by about a second. Despite having, or actually, Nexentic died twice. I didn't quite catch that. Okay, and now the first very difficult chapter, arguably the hardest chapter in the game for some people, is Celestial Resort. This room has a lot of really tight cycles that you have to be very consistent in order to get through them. And dying even once in any room can cost a ton of time due to the fact that you have to adapt to a different set of cycles if you die even once in a room. Nexentic going for a slightly safer strat in the long room. But dahlukeh getting the cycle skip in that room just fine. Nexentic not quite getting the corner boost in that room. Corner boosts in general are pretty tight, and for the most part, it doesn't cost too much to miss them, but it's very satisfying to get them. Dahlukeh struggling a little bit with the mess room. What matters most is that you don't accidentally skip the cutscene at the end of the room, though, because that happens more often than you might expect, and it can be a huge time loss if it happens. Dahlukeh getting a spike jump in that room in boxes, first try. Well done. Same goes for Nexentic. And dahlukeh with a slight lead in Resort so far. Anything can happen, though, especially when we get to Oshiro. Ooh, Nexentic kind of bumping into a wall in the last room of books. Okay, going for the cycle skip in this room in laundry. Alright, it doesn't quite go fast enough, so opts to do a slower cycle. And Nexentic getting the fast cycle, though. Very well done. Ooh. Oh, and getting cornered after grabbing the key. That is unfortunate. That'll pretty much sync up the runners in Resort now. So now we enter the elevator shaft. I'm expecting to see both of them probably go for Demo Dash once they get to it. Alright, now we see... Oh no, Nexentic is going to go for the slower route, but here we go. dahlukeh going for Demo Dash. Misses it once. You can miss it twice and still break even. But if you miss it more than twice, you'll start losing time to it. Okay, guess it third try, so both still even. Alright, and starting Oshiro at almost the exact same time. This race is still only about a second apart. Very close so far. Ooh, Nexentic dies in a room in Oshiro. That's going to give dahlukeh a sizable lead. Even any death in Oshiro can cost a lot of time. Okay, dahlukeh opting to go for that spring instead of trying to go over it. Slightly safer. Same for Nexentic. Now the last... Ooh! dahlukeh is going to have to improvise here. Oh, ducks under Oshiro. That was tight. Yeah, if you mess up the strat in Oshiro, it's safest just to sort of improvise and make sure you don't die. Okay, Nexentic gets through there just fine. 5:13 for dahlukeh and 5:17 for Nexentic. This race is only about 5 seconds apart right now, so can still go either way. Ooh, dahlukeh messing up the dash jump at the very start. So Nexentic does go for a slightly slower strat in that room. Ooh, dahlukeh gets most of the ultra momentum from that ultra. Has to take a slightly slower route, since he didn't get quite enough, though. Ooh, dahlukeh bonks his head. Oh, and did Nexentic do the same? That can be a really tough jump sometimes. Okay, and dahlukeh going for the fast try in the key room. Oh, bonks his head on the spike on his first try. I guess it's second try. The runners are once again synced up, with Nexentic having a slight lead. Ooh. Alright, gets the spike jump second try. So let's see what strats they go for in this room, because there are lots of different ways that you can do it, some riskier than others. Nexentic opts to go for the normal strat, and dahlukeh gets the ultra strat off the block. That one's a very difficult strat, but it does save a slight amount of time. All right, Nexentic does their wave dashes off the platform. Ooh, dahlukeh doesn't get his dash back, so he's going to have to grab this block to get to the end of the room. They're both having a really good ridge so far, though. Nexentic grabs the right side of that block. Oh, dahlukeh tries to do the same, but doesn't quite grab it. He's going to go for it a second time and gets it. Ooh, Nexentic dies to a snowball. He may have to improvise in this room, unless he has a good dash strat here. Okay, going over that snowball, not taking any risks. Like with a Shiro, messing up any strat in these rooms can cost a lot of time. Because the snowballs are essentially just Oshiro coming from the other direction. But in addition to that, you have to deal with the wind as well, which can make it even harder to avoid the snowballs. All right, and Nexentic taking back a small amount of time in Ridge. With 12:41 and 12:39, only 2 seconds apart. We're four chapters through the run, and they're still only 2 seconds apart. This is the closest race we've had yet in this tournament. Nexentic goes for the Ultra in this room. dahlukeh opts to take the bubble instead. Bubble isn't much slower than the Ultra, though. So, probably going to get through the first portion of Temple in about the same time. Nexentic ever so slightly faster than dahlukeh, only about 1.5 seconds ahead. Okay, Nexentic is going... Oh, no, Nexentic is not going for the yeet, but I'm sure dahlukeh is. Doesn't quite get the corner boost. Is going to have to... Oh, what's he going to do? Okay, he's going to have to grab the block. An unfortunate error from dahlukeh. The yeet is a very difficult strat. And... Okay, Nexentic gets the fast cycle in this room, no problem. Might be a little close for dahlukeh. No, he's fine. Oh, Nexentic bumps into a wall there. Doesn't cost too much though. It seems to be in line for the fast strat still. All right, excellent dream from both of them. dahlukeh gets the fast button press in that room. Ooh, doesn't quite jump off the corner at that right time. Thankfully, that is one of the smallest possible deaths that you can get in Temple. Only cost them maybe 1.5 seconds. dahlukeh does the Ultra in that room. It's a very nice strat. Oh, and the Seeker doesn't quite hit the switch there. dahlukeh, oh, that was close. Hits the Seeker right into the switch. Very well done from dahlukeh. Ooh, Nexentic is gonna have to weave around the Seeker and hit this, and it seems he missed that switch as well. Okay, he's fine. Okay, bonks the Seeker, not gonna take any chances with it. Both players easily getting the search skip. That's the biggest skip in the game, and it isn't all that difficult either. Oh, dahlukeh might have to... Okay, he manages to neutral jump off the wall. All right, now Nexentic at Theo, one of the most technical sections. We'll see what strats he goes for, whether or not he does ultras or not. Oh, he dies in that room. That's unfortunate. At least he has a good death cycle for it. dahlukeh not having any problem with that room. Oh, dahlukeh. What's he gonna do now? He's gonna have to... Oh no! Oh no! He lost so much time there. Couldn't quite figure out how to make up for the fact that he missed a Seeker there and ended up dying to it. That's going to probably give Nexentic about a 5-second lead. Oh no! Oh no, he dies again! Bumps into that corner. He's gonna have to jump over the Seeker now, make sure doesn't get hit again. Very unfortunate deaths from dahlukeh. Hopefully he can make up for it. Oh no, and doesn't grab Theo in that strat either. Makes it out alive though. And that's the most important part. Nexentic having a little trouble with the eyeball room. Oh no, and dahlukeh dies at the start of this room. Okay, Nexentic finishes with a 501. Probably going to see about a 512 from dahlukeh. 512, yes. Unfortunately, that is going to put Nexentic a few seconds ahead of dahlukeh. Not by much, though. Only about a 5-second lead for Nexentic. dahlukeh might have a little bit more trouble with this room than Nexentic does as a keyboard player, but it's still possible to get all the fast strats with keyboard. Okay, goes for a backup there. Doesn't quite reach the feather, but is able to jump up the wall to get this dash back. Okay, and now dahlukeh is going to go for lake skip. Let's see if he can get a first try. First try lake skip for dahlukeh. Oh no, he bunks his head there. That's just a little too early. Nexentic getting a nice fast grab in that room. Reflection is a very difficult chapter, so it could easily turn around this run. Only about 10 seconds apart still. Okay, dahlukeh gets fast grab. And hypers into the next room and manages to cancel out his momentum. Nexentic goes for the hyper in that room instead of using the Kevin. Both strats take about the same time. dahlukeh uses the Kevin. Nexentic going top route. This is a much more difficult room than the bottom route, but if he gets it perfectly, he can save time. Seems to be having a little trouble with it, so he might be about breaking even with the bottom route. dahlukeh taking the safer bottom route. Oh no, he dashed in the wrong direction. Oh, and Nexentic having trouble in this room as well. He's just... Wow, that was an incredible save from Nexentic. If you hit the bumper in that room, you're almost certainly dead, but he managed to somehow survive that. That was incredible improvisation from Nexentic. dahlukeh not having any trouble with this room. We'll save him a small amount of time. Ooh, and I think Nexentic died in the ravine room. I'm not sure if he died at the start of it or at the end of it or earlier on. But if he can... Okay, opts to take the checkpoint this time. And good choice on his part because he did not get through the ravine first try. dahlukeh not taking the checkpoint though. He gets it first try. Okay, we're even again. Or in fact, no. dahlukeh actually has a considerable lead in reflection. Their in-game times are slightly off at the moment. Given that Nexentic did start the chapter before dahlukeh did. So in fact, dahlukeh is ahead now. Made up for all the time he lost in Temple already. Oh, dahlukeh retries that battle, and I'm not sure what happened there. Didn't cost too much though. It does respawn you at the cutscene. dahlukeh getting a fast shot of that room. Very good job. Ooh. Has to climb up that wall, but makes it before Battlein fires the laser. Very good execution and reflection so far. Only a few deaths. The Battlein is going very well for both of them. Okay, so both players are now through the first segment of Battlein. Now for part 2, where we start seeing some moving blocks that can be either obstacles or helpful platforms, depending on the room. Okay, getting that hyper off nicely. Nexentic going a little slow through that room, but getting through just fine. We'll see if they go for any fast chats in these last 2 rooms. Nexentic not taking his chance with the reverse super. Gonna just jump off the block. dahlukeh gets the reverse super. That's ever so slightly faster. Now we'll see which strats they attempt at the end of this last Battlein room. Ooh, Nexentic bumping into some walls. No! That is the worst room to die in reflection. It's very unfortunate that Nexentic bumped into that corner towards the very end. dahlukeh getting the ultra though. Oh no, and Nexentic dies again. This is going to give dahlukeh a considerable lead coming into Summit. Oh, that was close. Just has to make it out. Okay. And dahlukeh with a sub 630 time in reflection. Very well done. Unfortunately, Nexentic's deaths at the end of reflection cost them a lot of time. That's going to put them about 20 seconds apart. Summit is the longest chapter, so it can make a lot of difference in time depending on how well they do. Nexentic isn't out of this first round just yet. Ooh, Nexentic gonna have to kind of fiddle his way through there. Not quite getting the fast round that spring room. Opting to go over that block instead of under. I think it takes about the same amount of time. Okay, so they both get through this first segment of Summit without any issues. Nexentic not going for the reverse super off that block either. It can be pretty risky if you end up not getting your dash back. dahlukeh going, trying to grab that block early, but it is a very difficult strat to pull off. Oh, and doesn't quite get the wall boost at the right angle, so opts to take the block a second time. Only a few seconds lost. And dahlukeh doing Dream Hypers, which save a slight amount of time. Nexentic not going to do the Dream Hypers. One death to a failed Dream Hyper can cost pretty much all the time that you might save by doing them. So playing it safe is alright. Ooh, dahlukeh kind of messes up here. Gonna try and save it. Very good improvisation. dahlukeh grabs the last battle in that room at 228. Looks like Nexentic will get about the same, or even slightly faster. Okay, Nexentic taking back about 5 seconds in the Summit so far. Now we're at 1500, one of the hardest parts of Summit. There are a lot of tight cycle skips you can go for, but they're both going to take the safer cycles, which is a fair choice. Though this one room that dahlukeh is doing now can be quite difficult if you don't get to the end fast enough. First try, very well done. Ooh, Nexentic dies at the start of this room. The dash strat isn't too difficult though. Now it's Nexentic's turn to do the Ultra Room. We'll see how he pulls it off. Okay, opts for a safer strat. But didn't get through the start of the room quite fast enough. All right, dahlukeh starting 2000 at 335. Looks like Nexentic will get there about the same time. Opts to go over that blob instead of under it. Going for the safer strat in the Ultra Room did cost Nexentic a little bit of time over dahlukeh, so they're about even again. Oh no, dahlukeh, did he not get his dash back from that hyper? Chose to retry there. Okay, now the auto-scroller room, one of the costlier deaths in Summit, but also one of the biggest skips. Okay, he gets the first part and the wall boost, no problem. Ooh, Nexentic's having a little trouble with the snowball room as well. Gets out alive though. And Nexentic also getting through the auto-scroller room on his first try. And dahlukeh finishing 2000 before the 5-minute mark, which is a very good sign. Nexentic might just miss the 5-minute mark, unfortunately. Okay. Almost exactly 5 minutes. Ooh, dahlukeh ultras off that block instead of wave dashing. Sends him a little higher, but at least he didn't hit the spike. Gets key skip first try. Well done. Ooh, dahlukeh not getting his dash back during the needle skip. He gets a second try. Now we'll see him going for door skip. First try, very well done. dahlukeh choosing to quickly climb up that block instead of dropping down to the spring, which is a slight save, and then jumping on the top of that block too, taking some fairly risky strats at the end of 2500. We may see Nexentic play this room a little safer because dying here can cost a lot of time. Oh, did Nexentic stream crash? We'll give it a moment to see if it comes back up. Okay, he's good. Oh, that may have been a sync. My bad. Alright, so now they are both synced in real time. Or no, their in-game times are synced. Which means whoever finishes first on your screen is whoever finishes first for real. Oh no, dahlukeh dies to flag 24, not quite climbing to the top of that wall. And skipping that flag right there can be pretty risky, but he gets through it just fine. Nexentic doing slightly safer strats in downdraft. dahlukeh may gain a little time, even with that one death. So dahlukeh does have a fairly large lead now due to Nexentic's mistake at the end of Reflection. So there are a lot of very long flags still left to do in Summit that could turn things around. Ooh. Okay, not too big of a death. Flag 12 is one of the shorter flags in Updraft. Same goes for flag 14, which Nexentic died in. Though flag 13, this is probably the longest flag in Updraft, and the last jump especially is very tight. Nexentic going for that diagonal dash first, which is risky, but he got it. So well done on his part. Skipping flag 10. No problem. Ooh, he's a little low. Gets through it though, thanks to a diagonal dash. Ooh, he accidentally used one too many dashes. It's gonna have to retry there to get it back. And dahlukeh coming to the last 3 flags of Summit. Flag 3 and 2 are particularly difficult though. Okay, dahlukeh at the final flag. Looks like he's got this game. All right, and dahlukeh finishes with a time of 34:01. Very well done. Nexentic is at flag 2. He'll be finishing in just a few seconds. Looks like Nexentic is going to beat dahlukeh's summit time by a few seconds. Or maybe might just break even. Okay, slightly faster in summit, but unfortunately that reflection did cost him the game. This is a best of 3 though, so he does get another chance. All right, so we're going to take a minute just to give the runners a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, so Nexentic is ready to go. dahlukeh just needs to set his file name, and then we'll be starting round 2. All right, and we're off. dahlukeh is going to start off on prologue. May have taken a moment for... Okay, Nexentic is starting now. Because of the late start, we're gonna just sync for a moment. All right. Very good bunny hops from both sides. Each bunny hop saves about 2 frames, so you can get about a quarter of a second back if you just do that. Very easy way to gain time in prologue. Prologue times are almost precisely the same. Nexentic's just ever so slightly faster. Okay, going a little slowly through that second to last room. Making sure. Ooh, gonna have to neutral jump up this wall. Climbing it a little too quickly. Oh no, and he wall jumps. He's gonna have to try this again. Oh no, he fell again. It's a very unfortunate start for dahlukeh. Since is going to gain about a 10 or so second lead. Okay. Old site going very smoothly for both of them so far. Did make a few mistakes last race, but they seem to be doing better this far in. Ooh, Nexentic gonna have to weave through those battle ends, having missed the coin on his first pass. Situations like those where you have the option of waiting for the battle ends to get out of the way or just weaving between. Oh no! dahlukeh goes under the block accidentally and dies to the battle ends. This is gonna further increase Nexentic's lead. An unfortunate start for dahlukeh. A 153 old site for Nexentic. That's a very good time. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like dahlukeh is going to be able to sub 2 unless he gets a very good awake. Not quite, unfortunately. That's going to be another 10 seconds gained for Nexentic. Ooh, Nexentic. I think he misdirected a dash there, but was able to save it. Ooh, dahlukeh dies at the end of the long room in Resort. He's going to try and take a death strat here. Okay, it works out. Still, that's a very costly room to die in. dahlukeh does have a chance to gain a whole 10 seconds if he gets demo dash first try, since as we saw before, Nexentic, or he may choose to do it this time. I'm not sure if he's practiced that strat. We'll see once we get to elevator shaft though. Nexentic having a little trouble with the spike jump. Very good start to Resort so far. Getting to that first button in under 2 minutes is good in any situation. Ooh, messes up the reverse hyper into Ultra. A very slight time loss at the end of the Messu. Nexentic is doing flawlessly in Resort so far, even hitting the second button before 230. Ooh, manages to save that. Doesn't quite get enough distance from the dash jump. Getting that fast cycle again. Okay, no problems with the key room this time for Nexentic. So Nexentic is about 10 seconds ahead in Resort as well, which means dahlukeh is going to have to demo dash just to make up the lost time, unfortunately. Yeah, so once again, Nexentic is going to take the normal route through this part of Elevator Shaft. Gets the hyper room first try, though. Oh, and undershoots that platform again. Only loses a little bit of time to the key room. Ooh. Oh, dahlukeh doesn't get his dash back from the first crystal and ends up dashing into the blobs. Plays it safe in the key room on the second try. Okay, dahlukeh is going to try demo dash now. Gets his second try this time, that maybe about 5 seconds saved. So Nexentic is still ahead by a fair margin. Oh no! dahlukeh dies in the last room of Oshiro. That is a massive time loss. Okay, chooses to dash over Oshiro this time. Playing it safe on the death cycle. Very unfortunate resort on dahlukeh's part. Nexentic has quite a significant lead at this point. Nexentic, once again, taking the safest strat in that auto-scroller room. Ooh, and doesn't quite get his dash back from that extended hyper. Small loss. Okay, dahlukeh doesn't bonk his head on that corner this time around. And also gets this strat first try. Nexentic getting a few small deaths in Ridge here or there, but nothing major. So dahlukeh misses the spike jump on the first try, gets it second try. Okay, dahlukeh in the first auto scroller. We'll see if he goes for the ultra strat again. No problem. Ooh, Nexentic wasn't confident about wall boosting off that corner and tries to go for the next bubble, but the wind pushes him away from it. Close call there, but he gets the fast cycle on the second try. So far, it seems like dahlukeh is going to make up for some of his time loss, but not enough of it to take the lead over Nexentic. dahlukeh gets through that room without any issues. And grabs the right side of that block without any problems either. Ooh, doesn't quite make it onto that platform. dahlukeh making back a few seconds. The Nexentic is still in a pretty decent lead. Ooh, is Nexentic going for the yeet this time? No, he's just trying to take a higher route. Fortunately, not quite going high enough. Ooh, Nexentic accidentally dashes into the corner of that block and doesn't fall low enough. We'll see if dahlukeh gets the full yeet this time around. Oh, he bumps into the ceiling. He did get the corner boost there. But it went a little too high to get into the next room. dahlukeh is currently only about 12 seconds behind Nexentic. So there's plenty of time to turn things around. Did have a slightly better start to Temple, so that is good for him. Nexentic choosing not to go for any ultra strats in that room. They can be fairly risky. Ooh, Nexentic taking a pretty interesting route through this room. I don't think he got the secret bunk he wanted at the start. Ooh, dahlukeh going a little too high to bonk the Seeker. Gonna have to grab the switches himself. Once again, dahlukeh bonking the Seeker to get it out of the way and exits the room safely. Ooh, dahlukeh doesn't quite get the Ultra at the start of the search skip room. Nexentic's doing just fine with Theo so far. I had a few slight issues with the Seekers, but oh, that was a really close call. I shouldn't have said anything. He almost died there. Theo going for all of the Seeker Ultra strats. And Nexentic having a little trouble with the shockwaves in the oddball room, is managing to push through them. Finishes Temple with a decent 459. Looks like dahlukeh may get a pretty big gain over that, though. Didn't seem like Nexentic died that much in Temple, but dahlukeh may have just better strats overall. Okay, messing up the start of the eyeball room. Gonna wait for the shockwaves so they don't mess him up. Oop, doesn't quite grab the throw into the eyeball. Okay, 447, a 12-second gain. Each chapter, they're getting closer and closer together. And since Nexentic does not go for lake skip, if dahlukeh gets it first try, they may even be even. Okay, dahlukeh gonna take the safe strat in the feather room again. Okay. dahlukeh, first try lake skip. That's saving him about 7 seconds over Nexentic. Not having any of the problems that he did in Reflection so far. And Nexentic not getting his dash back from that Kevin is going to have to go down instead of up. dahlukeh perfectly getting that fast grab strat. Oh, but missing, hitting the wall at the end. Nexentic going for the top route again, but not going to get the time save from it. Fumbling with the bumpers again. Not having any problems with his long room this time around. Ooh, Nexentic dying at the ravine. Good thing he went for the checkpoint. Having a lot of trouble with this ravine, in fact, trying to fastball through it. Nexentic hitting a wall, not being able to get the bat on loose, but still gets through there very quickly. dahlukeh may even be ahead at this point. Their timers aren't quite synced, so I can't tell exactly. But it looks like he may have gained back all his time loss through a very good reflection. Yeah, dahlukeh does seem to be slightly ahead at this point. Ooh, and Nexentic is dying in this room. Bonking his head multiple times. That is not good. And they're in the same room now with dahlukeh having a lower IGT. dahlukeh having an almost perfect reflection so far, though. I'm not sure if he's even died. Yeah, dahlukeh is about 15 seconds ahead right now. dahlukeh once again doing all of the tough strats in this room, trying to gain as much time as possible. Oh! Okay, Nexentic gets out alive this time. Still, he did lose a lot of time in some of the other rooms. Alright, so we are synced up again. Oh, we're synced up again in real time. We're going to get an in-game timer sync. dahlukeh does have a very large lead now, so if Summit goes well, he'll take game 2 as well and win the match. Oh, okay. He's alright. Look at a slight error at the start of 500, not quite while boosting off that corner. Ooh, dahlukeh gets that corner grab this time around. Saves a few seconds in 500. Nexentic, not confident that he got enough distance from that bunny hop, so he's going to take the block. Oh, and he's going to have to take that block a second time, not quite grabbing the corner. Ooh, he misses the switch. He's gonna have to go back for it. Okay. A good recovery. Ooh, and dahlukeh messes up a Dream Hyper but manages to save it. Losing a few seconds at the start of the last room of 1000. Not getting enough momentum to reach the block. Okay, dahlukeh doing the Ultra Room. Seems like he's going just fast enough. Yes, just barely makes it. Oh, and Nexentic messes up his first attempt at the Ultra Room. Going for the safe stat again. Unfortunately, some errors in 1500 will further substantiate dahlukeh's lead. Ooh, dahlukeh not getting the Ultra at the start of the Snowball Room. Might have to improvise here. Let's see. Okay, he gets to do just fine. Ooh. Alright, dahlukeh just barely makes it to that block. And safely gets out of the auto-scroller room. Nexentic doing some slightly safer strats in the Snowball Room. Ooh, Nexentic tries to dash forward to the block, but that unfortunately doesn't give you quite as much distance as going diagonally twice. And that's going to cause him to miss the block entirely. Pretty significant death there for Nexentic. Meanwhile, dahlukeh is doing flawlessly in 2000. Oh! He hits the spikes in the corner. It doesn't quite reach battling. With dahlukeh not quite going high enough with the key skip. Misses up twice. Alright. Third time isn't too bad. Oh, and dahlukeh again, not getting his dash back from that hyper. Having a little trouble with the needle room. Alright, once again, this gets this shot third try as well. A few small deaths in 2500, but all small deaths. Meanwhile, Nexentic is gaining a little bit of time doing door skip here and not having as much trouble in 2500 so far. dahlukeh playing a little safer on that last wall. Nexentic nearly runs out of stamina there, but manages to have enough to climb to the top of the block. Okay, we're both in 3,000 meters, so we're actually a lot closer than I thought. I think dahlukeh's deaths in 2500 actually did cost him quite a bit of time. Now they're only 10 or so seconds apart. Seems dahlukeh's strats and downdraft are quite a bit faster though, so he'll definitely be gaining time even if he dies once or twice. Nexentic fumbling with some of these rooms and oh no, okay. Having a little trouble with some of these rooms and downdrafts, costing him time even if it's not killing him. Ooh, Nexentic doesn't grab that flag. Let's hope he gets out here just fine. Alright, he looks alright. Ooh, and dahlukeh dies in flag 15. I don't think it was too far in. Gonna lose a small amount of time there. Ooh, dahlukeh doesn't quite neutral jump around that. Ends up jumping up and hitting the spike. The second try. That's going to cause Nexentic to inch even closer to him though. I think only about a 5 or so second difference now. It's going to be very close. It all depends on how they execute these last few rooms of Summit. Oh no! Okay, Nexentic does save it, but loses a few seconds there. Ooh, that was a close call for Nexentic, almost going too high there. Okay, dahlukeh in the home stretch, last 3 flags. Small death at the start of flag 3. Ooh, flag 1 death for dahlukeh, not getting his dash back on that platform. Just needs to make sure he doesn't die this time and he's good to go. Alright, and dahlukeh wins round 2 and the match at the time of 34:00.000. 34 minutes on the dot. And Nexentic not too far behind with the 34.08. Very good runs from both players. All right, and we should have an interview with both runners in just a moment. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Good games.
Wow, that was close on the last one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I just saw
Only
the scorecard. Wow.
8 seconds apart. You were 34 minutes on the dot.
Yeah, I was I admired that for a
frame
second.
perfect.
Pretty decent.
Skips.
I didn't even see. What was your first time?
Hello.
34, very low 34. I can't remember exactly. What was
Okay,
yours?
okay.
Oh
34,
wow.
30 or something like that. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, rough.
Not my best
That's
one. Had
really
nerves on the
close,
first
yeah.
one. But good job, good job.
Thank you.
Good job, both
thanks
of
for
you.
the games. Like, I think I took a
Was-
quick peek in the first one, and you were in Summit as well. I was like, oh no, I don't know where this is going to end up.
Yeah, you had like a half-minute lead starting Summit since Nexentic was having a little trouble in reflection.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
then
that was
he gradually caught up, and then you
Yeah.
were only 8 seconds apart.
Yeah, that
Uh,
Summit wasn't the best, I would say, but
Yeah, same with my reflection. So
yeah,
happens on
they
watch.
happen. So,
Well, good game. That was fun.
yeah, thank you very much. They were some intense matches. So, yeah. Did you feel particularly happy about any of your chapters in that one, or?
I honestly didn't feel happy about much in the first race, but second race I basically had pretty solid beginning and mid game. So
Right, it sounded like reflection really took you for a spin or something.
and I had 8 deaths, but they were like at least 6 of them were quick. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first race, some of those reflection deaths were pretty unfortunate, though.
Oh yeah, they were.
Mhm.
I tried to be daring and it didn't work. But
Yeah.
it's all good.
Makes sense.
And you feel any good about anything in particular?
I was pretty happy about my middle free ridge tempo and reflection. Like,
Nice, yeah.
I started out City was awful at it. I would
Yeah.
programmatic, I think, would have noted that.
The
Good, I had a
last
bad
room
city as
city.
well. I guess we were the same.
Yeah, I got distracted by a notification and so stuffed up the second jump. So it's my bad having stuff on.
That's
but
why you gotta be sure to silence your cell phone before the race.
pretty much. Yeah, it was just the screen lighting up. So still.
So since you won this race, how do you feel next
Oh,
round
boy.
going against TGH?
I'm really excited. Honestly, like I'm looking forward. Like TGH is a really good runner, and I'm looking forward to at least getting to say I raced against him. I can't say it's going to be that close, but you never know.
Yeah,
I'll just try and do my best, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So
That's all you can do, basically.
At least you get a chance to be in an interview with TGH himself at the end.
I get to say hello to him or something. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, good job. You played very well today.
Yeah, you both did great.
Like that was insanely close. Like 8
Being
seconds
able to get
is
Yeah,
nothing
race 2
to-
was good. Race 2 was good.
with a sub 34 time, be able to get like a sub 34 consistent sub 34:30 in 2 races is well played.
No, I was very happy. Like obviously this race I was a bit upset about Summit. I think I made a lot of silly mistakes, but overall, like I was happy with how I raced today. So cool.
All right. So do you guys have anything else to say?
No, just thank you for commentating as well.
Yeah,
no
thanks.
problem.
Tough to do a
Thanks
solo
for everyone that
job.
put this together.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So that'll be it for this race. Tune in later. We'll be having some more races further down the line. In round 2, dahlukeh is going to be up against TGH. And if you want to see more, stick around. I'm sure we'll be having more races for GSA in the future. And I hope you all had a good time.